Welcome to the Deep Dive. We take fascinating sources and unpack them to get you well-informed, fast. Today, we're digging into digital ownership. What does it actually mean when so much is, well, fleeting? Our main source is this really interesting piece, The Digital Time Capsule, A Father's Stand Against Ephemeral Memories. It raises some big questions about our digital lives. Kicks off with this really personal nostalgia from the author. Think back, maybe you remember the sound, that comforting hiss of a Beach Boys cassette.
Oh, yeah. Or like the grainy flicker of Popeye cartoons on an old VHS tape.
Exactly. They weren't just, files. They were things, tangible artifacts, permanent bits of childhood you could actually hold.
And that's such a stark contrast to what the article calls the increasingly disembodied world kids have now, where physical toys are often just keys.
Keys. How so?
Well, keys to content that's kind of held hostage by a corporate server. The Toniebox is the big example here. It's this little box, right? Colorful figures, promises, stories, songs, but the source calls it a gilded cage.
A gilded cage. Designed more for data collection and keeping you reliant, not just imagination.
Precisely, that cute physical toy. It's described as a hollow echo of permanence. It only really works if the company says so.
Okay, so the figurine isn't the real deal. What's the core problem then, according to the source?
It boils down to this illusion of ownership.
Oh. So you feel like you own that little Tony figure.
Right. You bought it, it's bright, it's colorful, but the actual content, the stories, the music, that's just a fleeting license. And it's revocable, at the whim of some unseen corporate power. Like, they can just switch it off.
Wow. That's unsettling.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating, maybe a bit of a paradox, is the tech inside. The German company behind Toniebox, they actually use hacker-friendly components.
Hacker-friendly? Like what?
Stuff like the ESP32 microcontroller, pretty common for hobbyists, and open-source audio formats like OGG. The article says they seem relatively unconcerned with the reverse engineering community.
So they're kind of open, technically speaking?
Sort of, but, and this is key, that apparent friendliness isn't the same as actual ownership. It's more like a courtesy, not a guarantee you control anything long-term.
And I guess corporate attitudes can change. The piece mentions a pretty stark example.
It does. The whole Twitter transforming into X situation.
Right. It felt, I don't know, vibrant, open, maybe. And then suddenly, as the source puts it, wholly owned by a quasi-fascist megalomaniac.
Yeah, the piece uses some strong language there, just reporting what the source said, but the underlying point is valid for anyone, right? It shows that corporate benevolence is not a promise.
Things can change fast. Business models shift overnight.
Yeah.
And suddenly your access, your stuff, it's affected.
Exactly. Which naturally leads to the question, okay, so what can you do about it?
And the proposed solution is?
Self-hosting. The article frames it as a declaration of independence, your ultimate insurance policy, basically.
So taking control yourself.
Yeah.
Moving the content off their servers onto your own.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Once you do that, the argument goes, it can't be clawed back. It severs that reliance. It's quite a defiant move, really.
But the irony, then, is that those cute little Tony figures,
Yeah.
they're still just empty keys.
They are.
Yeah.
Reminders that the physical thing isn't where the value or the control really lies. It's about the freedom to control the content.
Now, self-hosting, that sounds pretty technical.
Oh, definitely. The source acknowledges it has a high technical bar. It's certainly not going to be for everyone.
But are there other options? Less intense ones?
Yeah, it mentions lower tech acts of defiance. Like, apparently the Toniebox has a removable SD card.
So you could physically back up the content that way?
Potentially, yeah. The source calls it a small act of rebellion, a way to, reclaim at least some measure of control, a physical backup.
So, thinking about you, the listener, this whole discussion, it's obviously bigger than just one kid's toy, right?
Absolutely. It's really a statement. The source argues that the conveniences we get from the digital age, they shouldn't have to come at the cost of control.
It's presented almost like a manifesto for the digital underdog.
Yeah.
Especially now, when so much of the internet feels like walled gardens and gilded cages.
Yeah, places that seem convenient but kind of lock you into their system, subtly taking away your autonomy.
So wrapping up this deep dive, it really throws this ongoing tension into sharp relief, doesn't it? The pull between digital ease and genuine ownership.
It really does. And it leaves us with a pretty provocative thought, building right off the source's final line. If you can't keep it or back it up or, crucially, use it however you want, you don't really own it. So maybe ask yourself, What does that principle mean for your digital life? Forget kids media for a second. What other parts of your online world, things you rely on, might be more fleeting, more temporary than you currently think?
Okay. Let it go. Let it go. Now, here we go. I do like the Encounter soundtrack.